as you know, Oscar synthesizer from the Oxford Synthesizer Company by the late, great Chris Huggins. And as you know, the PWM Mantis came in hot. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful synthesizer, 4-voice polyphonic, Wasp, Oscar, everything whacked in there. If you haven't heard demos of it, I don't know what you've been doing. You ain't been doing much, put it that way. Because you got some of the best demos out there on the planet. Hans Volt's doing them, I'm doing them, everybody's doing them. All right, with the Mantis. Then you got the beautiful Malevolent. But then what really came and what really happened was we had the insane Oscar synthesizer recreation, okay? And it's coming in like this. Right here. Here's the prototype. Here's the panel. They're remaking it. It's going to be a rebirth. It's coming. It's going to be in a Mantis style form factor, keys, etc. But what they're doing is they went and pulled out all the guns, okay? They got the insane Z80 emulation chip from back in the day, okay? They're loading that puppy in there. A 45-year-old Z80 chip, okay? In prototype. It's going to have no USB. It's going to be like the original. It's going to have MIDI. They're even going to give you these buttes right here. Look at this. They're even going to hit you with the rubber side cheeks, baby. They're putting rubber side cheeks on it. PWM fashion. They're dropping them in magnetic style. So if you ain't down with the rubber and you want to go raw, you can pop those babies right off and you can throw on some wood cheeks if you want to. You can throw on some 3D printed ones from EchoCraft 3D, EchoCraft 3D printing. Okay, you can throw some of them on there. He's making some absolute fantastic 3D printing these days. Okay, so this is the original. They're going to keep everything on the front panel minus these little rubber blocks on there, the rubber separators, and then you've got all the available inputs on the back. The only thing that they're kind of thinking about, they don't know whether to put the mod wheels or the joystick. Now, if you know the Mantis has the joystick, as you can see, and what do you want to do? You want to do mod wheels or joystick? This is something that, you know, everybody's got a point, man. We're here right now. We can talk about it. We can talk about what you would like, and guess what? It'll probably go on there. The most beautiful thing about this show right now and showing you this prototype, I was talking to the boy Paul, and he was like, listen, if the Renegades want it, this is only a limited edition thing. So when this goes live tomorrow, you're going to have everybody all over the UK fiending for this beast, okay? They're going to be absolutely salivating to get one of these. It's going to be a limited run. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be in the original form factor as much as possible, okay? Instead of 2-inch thick end cheeks, baby, they're going to be 1-inch thick, okay? 1-inch wigglers, baby. All right? And then they're going to have the beautiful full-size keys like on the Mantis, and everything else is going to be original Oscar, right down to the beautiful look. All right, so Paul was telling me if you want one, you just head over to onepwm.com, man, and you can shoot them an email, and you can be first on the list. So Renegade exclusive right there. There's only going to be so many of these, and I think we got less than 24 hours now, because Brastronica starts in the morning, and guess what happens then? Then the whole show is going live, and everybody and their grandmother is going to be trying to get a hold of this thing, and you know what happens then? Then you don't get one. So it's up to you if you want one, but you got the world exclusive here right now of this beautiful synthesizer. And like I said, the prototype is right here. If you don't believe me, it's right here. This is actually at the show right now, set up on the table. This is the Oscar prototype. They call it the Franken Oscar. I think the boys are calling it right now. The Franken Oscar synth. It's a beast. Conductive likes the joystick. Yeah, throw it. Hans, if you know, man, start a poll or something and see. What do you want, the joystick or do you want the mod wheels? That's the thing that they can do based on feedback. If you want the joystick or the mod wheel. But this is the table at Brastronica right there with the Oscar synthesizer. Look at that beautiful thing. Circuits and man, I'm telling you, I think this is an absolute probably must-have synthesizer for any collector. I don't know if the broke boys are going to be able to get a hold of this thing, but listen. All the Renegades are out here working overtime, okay? Overtime. Working overtime. So we can all afford it if we want it. That's how we do it. All right, so like I said, they're giving us a 24-hour head start. Anyone tuning into the channel, 24-hour head start to go and pick yourself up an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous Oscar, and they want to know. Like I said, it's got a 45-year-old Z80 chip's going to be in this beautiful beast, you know, absolutely insane, totally crazy. It's going to be pretty much going to be like, you know, the panel's not to scale of the original Oscar. They're slimming it down a bit, but they're removing that rubber. But man, one of the coolest things for me, you know, I'm a guy for looks. I like the friggin' beautiful, beautiful, these ones here. Shabam, shabam. I love the big old end cheeks. Let me get these images separated so we can all get a look at everything. So there's the original Oscar right there. Okay. There's the PWM Franken Oscar right there without anything on top, just the circuit board, the prototype ready to go. Absolutely insane. By far. What's up, Cyber Samurai? Best show on YouTube. Easily. What do you think of the new studio, Playboy? Isn't it gorgeous? It's more roomy, less clutter. We got a lot more going on here now, and we got a lot more room. So everything is working pretty good, if you ask me. If you ask me. Okay? What's everyone saying in the chat? Hans is saying, I can't start a poll while trying to not hit any. Damn, dude. All right, that's true. We got the, what's saying, the D-Beam, of course. Yeah, but what a prototype, man. I got the prototype right here. This is at the shop. What's this behind the prototype? Does anybody see? What is that behind the prototype? Wow. Wait a minute. What's that right behind the prototype there? I don't know. I don't know what that is. We got a couple things back there. Okay, I dig it. But this is the Oscar Reborn. So like I said, let me look over here real quick. I got to check something else while I'm at it here, man. But you can get this authentic retro sound. I mean, I'm a PW fan for life. I got the Malevolent. I got the Mantis. Tons of Renegades out there got the Malevolent. That's why PWM and Paul said, you know what, man, let's give the Renegades the first look, because they're the most hardcore fans of PWM, and they should be, because they make absolutely epic gear. And I'm a Behringer bro to the core. You know that. I'll be a Behringer bro for life. But I'm a PWM Panther too. Don't forget that. Don't get it twisted, okay? So this is pretty cool, man. Like I said, it's going to be Mantis size, geographically similar. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And it's going to be a limited run, so it's already a classic before we even started. Okay? It's already a classic before we even started. That's what's crazy about this thing. Let me jump screens here for a minute. If I jump over here, LFO sequencer, baby. It's got it all. I mean, the thing is going to be gorgeous. If I jump screens, we can just show you what the original had, so we can see what we're expected to get here. So we look right here. This is the original from the website. You know what it is, vintagesynthesizer.com or vintagesynth.com. All right, here's the original Oscar Classic Mono Synth from the British manufacturer Oxford Synthesizer Company, OSC, baby. Chris Huggins, rest in peace, you beautiful man. It came out in 1983, and though it was the same class as the ARP Odyssey and the Mini Moog Mono Synths, its late arrival makes it one of the more advanced programmable mono synths of its time. It got really cool sound, digitally controlled dual oscillators, analog filters, plenty of programmable, all packed into a quirky little plastic case with 37 keys. MIDI also appeared in later versions. And guess what? It's even going to have the cassette for tape recording, okay? They're even putting the epic cassette in for tape recording. It's friggin' crazy. I think it's going to be one of the coolest recreations of all time. And the fact that they're even recreating it in the beautiful look that it's going to have is so damn cool, so damn crazy. And it's going to be one of a kind. But I guess it'll be two of a kind, but really one of a kind if we're really getting into it, right? So that's very, very cool. The cassette to store patches is very, very cool. Save patches. I think that's very, 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 very friggin' cool, man, if you ask me. So let's jump back over, jump screens again. So this is what we got here. We got the sound starts out from 2 DCOs. The synth is a monophonic, but it can also achieve duophonic capability when using just one oscillator per voice. Waveforms offered include sawtooth, triangle, square, variable, or modulated pulse waveforms. In addition to these analog waveforms, there's an additive synthesis function allowing you to create your own custom waveforms by simply mixing the amplitudes of any of its 24 harmonics using the keyboard. Up to 24 of these custom waves can be stored and used on either oscillator. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. The real analog heart of this synth is its 12 dB octave filters, which can be linked for a steeper 24 dB octave slope. It features switchable low pass, high pass, band pass filtering, and your basic frequency cutoff resonance controls. The filter has its own ADSR envelope, as well as a second ADSR envelope for amplifier section. The filter can also be modulated by the LFO. The LFO offers triangle, sawtooth, square, ba-dam, boom, boom. Okay? Simple built-in sequencer gave the Oscar a duophonic capabilities. It could play a sequence with one oscillator, and then you could play over the top, aka the Mantis. But it's a gorgeous looking synth. It's absolutely smoking hot, sexy as heck, and like I said, we're here first. This is the first reveal. This is the first reveal. This is 24 hours, first reveal. The Renegades are the only ones that got it. Paul from PWM gave it to us because he knows how big of fans we are of his company and the synthesizers. They're a small company. We got a diehard group of Renegades out there who love epic sounding synthesizers. We said, "What? You know what, man? We were talking this morning, 4:30 a.m. and he was like, bro, here's it hot, man. 24-hour head start on everyone in the UK. Here's the prototype at the show tomorrow. The Oscar reborn, the rebirth, the recreation, the resurrection, okay, of the original with the 45-year-old Z80 chip. Do you understand what that means? That means completely insane, all right? It's a prototype. It's a prototype, not exactly announced. Air, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. You didn't even know this was announced, okay? You didn't even know this was announced till I just announced it. I just announced it right now. And guess what? It will be officially announced 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, okay? So yeah, it's a prototype that will be officially announced tomorrow that is 100% getting made, and that's the bottom line because Synth Samurai said so. So get out of here, sucker.